He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Eyeball top over here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, I feel the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, I feel the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the quarterback to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Cornerback to the perfect cup, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. TG from Kilmarnock Town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
Right, good evening everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. Welcome to Spud Boy and anybody else that's out there. We have a match at the top of the hour and it's the first of a couple of matches tonight. We've actually had a match earlier on this afternoon. One Pocket Slim covered that match. It was a round 2 match as well between Interchange X from the USA and Miskin from the United Kingdom. And it was another convincing win for Interchange X. I think he won it by 17, 6 or something like that. I had a quick glimpse at the score, but he had a convincing win against Mr. Fox. So Interchange X is looking in a good position for this 10-foot table. He's looking that he's quite comfortable with it. At least the 2 results that we've seen. I mean, I actually never saw the match because I actually went for a nap in the middle of the afternoon. So that match is done. Interchange X through to round 3. We've got a round 2 match with Larry from the USA, Cobra from the United Kingdom. And that is, as I said, at the top of the hour. Curiously enough, the match that starts in an hour's time after this one, at 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, is, it's the 2 losers of the first round matches against these guys. Larry had a 17-10 win, I think, against VP Monster. And Cobra had a 17-8 win, I think, against Bedhead, and the 2 of them go head to head in the one loss side. I think it's a race to 13, and that will happen while this match is underway. And One Pocket Slim is going to cover that one as well. In fact, talking about the schedule, let's have a quick look. In fact, I'll do it that way just to annoy people. We have the 2 matches tonight. We have Bill and Fast Eddie on the one loss side at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. I can get that one. We've got Tommy and Rabbi on Tuesday at 7 p.m. I can get that one because I'm off the next 2 days after that. We have Coldest Pillow and Damon on Wednesday at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I can get that one because that'll be my first day off. And then a week on Monday, I believe, we have Wink at Me and Spectre Dawn. So those are the matches remaining on the schedule. And we are getting ever closer to that start time. Good evening. Welcome to Mark. I've already said welcome to Spud Boy. Well, here's my opinion for Larry. Yes, Larry needs a good start. The problem is, though, is that if you look at it on straight on paper and the results that you've seen, and you've seen how Larry is, the frailties that Larry has, Larry's going to make more mistakes than Cobra. It's as simple as that, and that's how Cobra will win. If you look at the plain and simple terms, Cobra will win because he'll make less mistakes than Larry will at probably critical times. I mean, that can all go up in the air with the luck of the draw and how the break goes and that sort of stuff. We've seen how tough it is to follow up a break. We had this issue we saw the other night there, particularly with Larry, and Spectre Dawn was at it as well when they're lining up to play jump shots. I don't like the way they're doing it. Now, I'm not a jump shot expert, but to me, the biggest mistake both of them are making is lining up, jacking up the cue and then hitting the ball too quick and not making sure their Q-tip's centred. So I'm going to keep an eye on that tonight. Welcome back to Coldest Pillow. Larry's been in getting some practice. Cobra has come in about, when did he come in? About half an hour ago. Larry was in longer than that. So Larry's now ready. The room is up. We'll get in, and the usual, we'll have the lag for the break. It's a race to 13. Cobra's in. He wants to get it over and done with. And we have Cobra on the right-hand side. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. And good luck to both of them. But it is down to how Larry plays this game. I mean, I just wish he'd a wee bit more of a snooker brain, Larry. You know, the problem with Larry is he extends himself too far when he should be winding it in and ducking and diving a bit more. Anyway, I think he's a bit long in the tooth to change that style of play. So Cobra wins the lag, and immediately it's dry, and Larry's got no shot. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, that looks as if the 5 ball's running into the 6. Yeah, it's taking a chunk of the 6. Larry's having a look at it. That needs to get legs. He's trying to come around the corner and get cover. Hasn't quite got there. Now, this would be cute for Cobra to try and drop over behind that 3. This is a fiddly little shot. Really touchy to try and sneak into that end there. But the problem is you're leaving the 1 exposed. And if you leave the 1 exposed, the only sort of backup plan you have is the fact that the 2 ball is not in the best position. Well, Cobra didn't quite get there with the cue ball, but he's left only half of the 1 ball showing. Needs to miss the double kiss. Well, he didn't miss it, but he's not done any major damage unless Cobra can get a feather edge in this and try and sneak up the table. Needs a really, really thin feather edge, just waft past the 1 ball. Well, he hasn't got the length. That's a terrible shot. That's a terrible touch there, Cobra. He's bottled out and going through with a stroke. That cue ball should have been miles away from that 1 ball. And Larry had to hit that 9 full on because the cue ball's now leaked away, but at least he's opened up the 2, and 1 good pot is what he needs. And this cue ball coming up the right-hand side of the table, right up the table, even if it come up to where the 4 ball was, he'll still have a shot in the 3. He's got to get up high. Watch the side pocket. And so far, so good. And this is exactly what you always... I mean, anybody that plays Cobra and Albinario, you won't get a lot of chances. I keep saying it. But the most important thing of all is that you might not get a lot of chances. Whatever chances you get, you must be seen to take them. That's the only way you'll send the message out that you're here to play. And you're more than capable of taking these opportunities. You see far too many players just not up to the task. And again, well, that's not where he wanted to play this 5 ball. I don't care what anybody says. He's getting to that far too much. And he could have already blown his chance here. I mean, he's got 2/3 of a pocket. And that's going to go round the jaws. And now he needs to get lucky. And he hasn't. And that's it. You know. And again, the execution of shots. Larry's frailties there. Is certain shots, the difficulty is executing them. And you know my theory. And this is hard to take because he's had a great chance there. One good pot in that cue ball, he was good to go. And then one poor shot, and he's blown his chance. And Cobra is going to come out of this off the hook. And Larry might regret that at the end of the night. Already, very first rack. I'm going to have a quick drink. I'll just do a mute before I start gargling. Yeah, I saw that on. I saw it posted on Facebook. Yeah, I haven't seen it though. I haven't seen how he went about it. No doubt it'll be easy enough to see. It'll be on YouTube. So that has to be marked down as a great opportunity missed, and it was missed because of the unforced error. You know, all self-inflicted damage. And to make matters worse, this time Cobra gets a ball in the break, 2 balls gone. He's not going to be particularly great in the 3, but he'll have a high cut in the 3. But he's got to, I mean, the thing is, he's got to get the pace in this, so if he comes across 2 rails, he'll be reasonably good in the 3. And that's a great shot. And that's what I mean about Cobra's execution of strokes, is that bit of a higher level than where Larry's at. Well, this is a really tight space to get into, but I don't think he'll be trying to do that. He's just going to try and get into the table. Well, he could have done with coming back a bit more, but again, this is just about judging the pace. Now, the difficulty here is he has to make the cut, so he has to get the momentum in that ball. The cue ball's going across and back out, and he could get unlucky here, or he could do that and be pretty good. Likewise with this, back across the table to this rail that he's already on. Well, Larry's error at the moment looks as if it's going to cost him 2 racks. And of course, this is not what the doctor ordered. In order for Larry to send a message to Cobra, Larry was the one that needed a good start. He had the opportunity for it, but he turned it down again. Good afternoon to Run Out Rob. And a costly missed opportunity it's now for Larry. Cobra going with a wider break. He's heading in Albinario territory, breaking from this far wide. Well, that's a point. That's the point, Spud Boy. You know, Larry had his chance, and Cobra's just said, well, if you can't take your chance, I'm going to put it away, and what's more, I'm going to follow it up. But he's came up dry this time. Now, here's another tricky one ball. He might have to check this cue ball a wee bit because he wants it to go straight back up the table. Two rails, this short rail this end and short rail at the far end, and back into the table for the two. You might have to check this, which makes the pot more difficult. And he didn't check it, and the cue ball's running loose, and that's why he's ended up there. That's exactly why that's ended up there. If he'd played that with a bit of check, the pot would have been a lot more difficult, but the cue ball would have hit that bottom rail and would have straightened up. It wouldn't have went into traffic. And now, look at the damage he's done to himself. He's now having to kick and hope. Well, the 7 balls came to the rescue there, so he's got a lucky roll. Cobra's not got a difficult hit here. Well, he'll take that because that's in the middle of no man's land, that cue ball. And what's more, you've got, well, it's the angle that he has and the pot that he has. Look where the 3 ball is. That's in the bottom rail here, so it's going to be difficult to pot this and control it. Well, he's managed to dig one out, and that was a good shot. Four ball, easily accessible, but it's the usual story. How good are you on it? Well, that's more than acceptable. This is the problem right there, because you pot that, you can't come up short side. The 9 ball's there, and you can't really get to it other than staying square on it and cutting it in, which means, again, the cue ball's having to get up the table. You're going to have to leave a dodgy 7 ball. Now, he might play the bump here, and this could go wrong. He needs to hit this half ball, this 7 ball. Needs to hit a half ball on this side if he can, so it opens out. And he's hit the 6 instead. And things are getting tough again. Well, it's another try to stay at the table shot, isn't it? And we've seen that happen on more than one occasion, where the object ball is coming off out of it. When the players are playing the cut, they're actually cutting it away from the rail. But Larry, again, has got away with it a wee bit. Unless Cobra fancies calling a manufactured bank, it's not really sitting ideal. He'd have to sort of cut that half ball. I think he's trying to duck. And again, to me, looking at this shot, you've got to go for the cut. Simple as that, because it's more difficult to keep this safe. And he's got to watch the scratch in the side pockets here. And again, not finding the line. And this time, he hasn't got away with it. And Cobra's going to have to check this with right English if he just wants to bring it back the way it's came, right side of the 7 ball. Now, what's the safest way to get to the 8 ball? well, certainly down the rail. There's loads of room to get it down the rail. You don't want to be tweaking about, messing with the 10 ball that way. Well, he's a bit straight. He could maybe pinch a wee bit and punch the cue ball to get it out. Yeah. Well, he's got an angle, so no worries, he's fine. And it's 3-0. But another rack where Larry did have a chance, and again, just wasn't up to the task. So a more than comfortable start for Cobra. Cobra has had his frailties in his first match, and the problem with that is his opponent couldn't take the opportunities either. And Cobra did make a few potting errors, but this time he's looking very good. He's had a ball in the break. He's on the one into the side, 2 ball wide open, 3 ball wide open, and it's 4-0. You're looking to see where this is going to go wrong. It's going to go wrong if you do something daft and hook yourself. I suppose the one difficult one, or the one little more challenging, is from the 4 to the 5. So first thing first, he doesn't want to be straight in the 4 ball. He needs to leave that angle. Whether it be inside, and now he's gone inside, now he's fine. So he's looking to find this gap here between the 9 and 8 to get on that 5. I would assume so. Oh, he's checked it up to keep it inside. Now, I suppose he's right enough, because if he did go that way, he could go too far and hook himself behind the 9. So he's took that out of the equation. Again, this is the one where it could go wrong. But right through the gap. Now, is it going to be 8 ball into the side pocket? Right side pocket. You could, again, help the cue ball over to the right side for the 8 into the left side. I mean, you've got loads of choices to how you play it out. I think he's a bit sort of in between here though now. So he's just not quite there. You know, had he been straighter on in the 8 ball, everything was very simple. Now it's not quite as cut and dried. He's just got to do a wee bit more work with the cue ball. And that's what's happened there. He's dragged the pace off the cue ball, trying to hold for the 9, and overcut the 8. So here's a glimmer of hope for Larry with a bank that you would give him every day of the week. Well, he's nailed it, gets a bump in the 10, and perfect. Well, there's the first error, the first real error from Cobra, and it is going to get punished. So there's a 2-rack swing there. It was going to be 4-0. I'd already given him it as 4-0. And Larry's finally got himself off the ground, but can he get any advantage from it? Can he get the follow-up? Well, a decent enough break. That 1 ball's going to go, is it? No, it's hit the rail too soon. Good evening to Albie on a spying mission. Well, Larry has the worst possible outcome as usual. A dry break to follow the last rack he won. And Cobra's got a problem. He's going to have to juice this cue ball up big time to get anywhere near this 2 ball. How's his luck? This looks pretty good to me. If it slows up, it's just got too much legs on it, but Larry's going to be in bother in a minute. Look at that line of balls for Cobra to hide Larry behind. Well, this is all just about judging the weight of shot, but really, this would be a failure if Cobra couldn't get cover behind any of those balls and have Larry having to kick. Well, that's down as another poor shot because Larry's... has he got any of that? Maybe he's going to have to tweak this. He's going to have to tweak it. He might have to try jumping over the edge, but he could certainly tweak it. Yeah, and catch that and cut it in. Now...
Where's the cue ball going?
It stays on the table. He's got a shot in the 3. Are you a slaphead now, Albie? That's the best way to go. I shaved my head yesterday. That'll do me for a week. And then I'll do it again. You know, hair maintenance for me is a doddle. Takes me all of 10 minutes and I'm done. Oh, you're joking, Albie. Please tell me you're not going down that route. With a bloody comb. Get the whole lot off. See these guys that start doing all sorts with a bit of hair to try and cover up a thin bit. Now, just get the whole bloody lot shaved off and bugger the lot of them. Next thing you'll be telling is you're into a hair clinic to get a syrup in your head. Yeah, you're Bobby Charlton. That's exactly it. Right, well, Cobra back at the table. This is a little tweak to... I thought he could pot that. Maybe the commentator's eye's failing, but I thought he could pot that 6 ball there. Well, there's no problem in Larry hitting this. Absolutely no problem. He's going to hit this every day. But is he going to get good enough to pot it? And is he going to have a shot in the 7? That's the other thing. Oh, double kiss. Now, watch this for a bit of jamminess for Larry. Well, there's a roll of the ball. The replay is working, thank goodness. Gets a double kiss. In it goes. And, of course, he doesn't get lucky enough to get great in a 7 ball. But he can send us down to the short rail down in the bottom here like that and get length. And that's as good a shot as any. I mean, that is very difficult. And it's well beyond bedhead territory to cut this thin 7 ball in. And it's so difficult to get the right edge on it as well at distance. If it had just rolled another inch or two, Cobra would have been having to kick in behind it. And that's what I mean about getting the distance. Get the distance. Nothing's a gimme at that distance. But I'll tell you what, Cobra, I'll tell you something. He's come up smelling the roses as well, big time. Well, I think there's too much in this to catch that, is there? He's trying to spin it, but... Well, that will cut. Now he could drag this pace off the cue ball here, playing this cut and just sneak out to the left. he doesn't want to sneak out too far to the left because then the 8-pole becomes a lot more difficult. Well, he's letting it run. Well, he's letting it run. Well, at least it went a little bit further to give him an angle to cut this, because it was looking as if it was going to be parallel before it got there. Well, mini crisis over. Now, is he the right side of this yellow? Not the yellow, the 9. He's not exactly. You can just knock it into the far side of the pocket, and the cue ball will go that direction. And that will do. So, the one mistake that Cobra made, the second mistake that Cobra made, Larry eventually took advantage of it, but he's back to square one again. Trailing 4 racks to 1. Now don't forget that we have that one lost side match starting in 34 minutes time between Bedhead and VP Monster, which I think is a race to 13, and Cobra's broke dry, left Larry no shot, and Cobra may well see again. I don't think that's. I think Cobra cannot refuse trying to kick this in, because if he doesn't get it, the cue ball's travelling in the right direction down the table here, farthest away from the 1 ball that it can probably be if it doesn't hit traffic. Well, it has hit traffic. It's ran into the 8. So now Larry's problem's not actually potting the 1 and getting on the 2. That's not the problem. The problem is he's going to have to duck after he does pot the 1 and the 2, because he ain't getting in and out of that 3. And he shouldn't really be trying anything. I mean, he could. Let me have a look. I see if he was straighter than that, he could have tried drawing it with bottom right-hand English to kick the cue ball over that direction. He looks as if he's stunning up to try and get a touch. How's his luck? He'll take that. Excellent. Now, can he back it up? He's done the hard work. He's played the big stun, found the gap, got the little nudge. And now he has to see it home. And let's be honest, there is nothing on the table here that should prevent that. It's all about that cue ball. Now, ideally, he would want to be bolt straight in this 6 ball if he could get it. That way, all he's doing is killing it for the 7. Doesn't need any fancy angles. See now he's. Let's have a look at this. See, now he's got an angle where he can still dig in this and come back. You've got to dig in though. That's better. Now he's slightly the wrong way. Now, what's the safest way to go about this? Cut that into the right side of the pocket, go to the rail and come out, or start playing draw shots. Or doing that and just dinking. That's a simple way to do it. That way he's not relying on this unreliable, unreliability when he's trying to play something delicate and controlled. I don't think that the equipment he's using is up to the task, because that's one of the spots that lets him down. But the scoreboard will look that wee bit healthier. The deserved out this time for Larry, because he played the shot. The one shot that gave him that opportunity, having to break out that the 3 ball, was it? Or was it the 4? It's only 30 seconds. I've totally forgotten what one it was. But anyway, it was a good shot. And now he might have a chance of a follow-up here. It's going to be a 1-5 combo. 4 balls gone in the break. And he could be on a little roll here. Dare I say it. Now, how's this one ball going to finish up? This one ball wants to go to the long rail. That's why he had to hit it harder. Now he's going to hook himself. Is he? Oh dear. No, he's okay. But he had to play that harder because that one ball was going to just marry itself to the long rail. He had to take a risk there. No 100% guarantee that he was going to still be good, but he's still reasonably good. Now, I think the best policy here is get up the table and either play this into the side or play it back into the corner. Well, he's checked it up to go the other side. Let's have a look. Well, this is a bit fiddly. And the reason I say it's fiddly is you want to go that way. Or he's trying to nip it to hold it short on this 3. That's what he's doing. He has to get there, and he's got there. Well, so far, so good. Once again, he wants a decent angle off this 6. He doesn't want to be rolling right through to the rail. And he's got the angle. Now, he doesn't want to be going forward and around and risking running into anything there. He's going to dig in and come right up the table. Got to get there. It's got to get there, Larry. You've got to have the legs. Oh, goodness me. He's got there just by a hair's breadth and nothing else. Now, again, with this shot, you just want to nip this cue ball back the way. Back to where it came from. For a fairly straight in 9 ball. You want everything to be comfortable. And that looks good. Well, that's perfect because there's no way you're never getting on the 10 ball where you're going whatever direction you want. Forward, right back into the table. He's actually put left-hand English on that for no reason whatsoever. And now he's cutting into a blind pocket. He could have just went forward and straight up into the table. Now he's looking at the angle. Oh, it is Cobra. What am I talking about? When did that happen? Why don't you bloody tell me these things? When did I miss that? So it was Cobra that played the breakout shot. It wasn't Larry. Is that where I made the mistake? Spud Boy's to blame because he was agreeing with me that it was Larry that played the shot. It was Cobra that played the bloody shot. That breakout in the 3 ball. Well, it's a disaster now. It's 6-1. The actual scoreboard doesn't tell a lie. I'm glad Spud Boy wasn't paying attention like me. Oh, God. And I had a nap in the afternoon as well. Well, it's definitely Larry at the table now. Are we agreed? Oh, dear. There we go again. And he's going to roll for cover. Oh, well. This score line as it stands at the moment is a bloodbath. Well, that's only... If that 8 ball wasn't there, he could tweak this up and probably catch the edge of that 3. Well, that's unlucky because he's been right tight around the corner and the 3 balls in past the jaws and he's missed it by a hair's breadth. And, you know, here's another problem. Larry's got a decision to make here. We know that the 4 ball goes past the 8. We know that. Is Larry willing to risk it? Yes, he is. So now he's got to try and stop the cue ball because he doesn't want it to run too far forward. He's got to get the 4 in the hole and he's got to avoid the jaws and he's got to avoid the edge of that 8 because it ain't going to get if it does. So he's played the stunt and now he's just going to roll that in, come off the rail, play a long 6 ball. No, he can't because the 9 ball's in the way. So he's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's nailed to the rail. And now he's got to start working the cue ball big time. And now it's a tough 6 ball. Should have a shot in the 7 though, we'll give him that. Good shot. And he does have a shot in the 7. But these are all testy. They're all off-angle cuts. Cue ball's not going to scratch because you're just going to roll this in. And now the biggest test of all, getting from the 9 to the 10. It all looks simple. It's a big table, loads of room. Now, what way would I play this? Well, I'd be going 3 rails. I'd be going bang, bang, bang. Well, 4 rails. That's where I'd be going. Well, see, he's coming back. The only danger with that one is you can scratch there. If you get the line right and the pace right, you'd be really playing a bad shot to scratch going my direction. But anyway, it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get the job done. And he has got 2 racks in the board now. And if he can get a follow-up and get a wee bit of... Nobody's had a rhythm in this 10-ball tournament. None whatsoever. And not a sniff of it. There you go. Larry's come up dry straight away. He's got a bit of a safety net, though, because that 2-ball looks as if it's nailed to the short rail at the bottom. And that 1 ball is thin enough as it is. Rude. What does that say? Or did I read that right? Does that say rude or tood? Rude. Who's rude? Who have I upset now? What did I say? Oh, that's yet to come, I think. I think that's yet to come, that Spud Boy. Well, again, Larry can't resist the pot. He's going to have no shot. I mean, now he's got to come up with a good safety. Let's have a look. Now, if he feather edges the 2, he's got to nip around the corner quick and come this line, and there's a danger of scratching doing that. But if he would get cover on the 2-ball if he did it. See, the problem with that shot is he's got no distance in it. Cobra's got an easy hit. Okay, Cobra needs to get lucky to leave it safe, but my theory was a far better option. I think if he'd feather edged that 2 with right English, spun it around the corner tight and come around this line, he was looking behind the 10 and 6. And Cobra's going to get a lucky roll like that, and now Larry's in deep doo-doo. I think my idea was far better. Far better from the fact that you're at least getting distance between the 2 balls. Okay, you know, mine might not have got cover behind the 10 and 6, but at least the 2 ball was going to be safe. Well, Larry gets a hit, but everything's wide open. Well, 20 minutes to go until the one lost side match with VP Monster and Bedhead. Well, he's going to cut his losses here, Cobra. There's no way I think he's going to try and get down really good on that 5 ball. He's probably going to leave a Bedhead cut on it. I mean, first of all, the angle he's got in the 4, he has to avoid the 6 for a start. So if he spins off it and avoids the 9 or gets a bump or an edge off the 9, he'll have a long cut in the 5. So he's brushed the 6 on the wrong side. Oh, now. Well, he is in trouble. He had to avoid the 6 ball probably at all costs. I think he's unlucky that he's ended up there, but he was always going to leave a dodgy cut in the 5. So there is a glimmer of hope at the moment for Larry in this rack. Just a glimmer. And now there's a shining light for Larry, ball in hand, although I don't think he'd be doing much moving about with the ball. Well, the handy thing is that the 8 ball's handy to get to the 9, so he doesn't really have to do a great deal to get out here, and the 10 ball's over the corner pocket. So this is just going to keep Larry in touch. But again, it's an unforced error from Cobra, and it has to be capitalised on. Now, the problem with this is, if he was just going to roll through, he would finish on top of the 9. So he's got to stun this in and get across. And that'll do. And then, of course, he's praying for a backup shot, a backup, I'll say that again, a backup rack to follow, which would come in very handy right now. Well, Larry's employing the old Larry break. The way he breaks in 9 ball is not much different from how he breaks in 10. Brings the cue ball straight back to the short rail at the bottom, back into the table. Had a couple of balls on the break, and he's got no real comfortable shot. That 1 ball's not got much of a pocket to go in. And he's trying to duck behind the 8. It's going to, well, it got a brush the 8, and I'll tell you something, that was going to squirt out behind the 8 there if he hadn't had that brush. Well, whatever roll of the ball you get in your favour, if it works out, you take them. You don't turn your nose up at them. He needs all the help he can get. Well, he's got ball in hand. The first tricky bit is getting on the 3. I mean, that 3 ball is just in an ugly spot, and he's trying to work out what's the best way to try and get there. This is, this is tricky. Now, is he trying to go below it and play it up the table? What's he doing with the cue ball? Yeah, he is. He's trying to get below it. That's probably the best way. It needs to keep running though. Right, now, he should never be missing this pot up the table. This is just a roll through onto the 5. and play it at a nice pace that gives it every chance to go in. Yeah, not a problem. Now, again, there's all this acreage here. Look at all the acreage to get on that 6 ball, and it's wide open. He's trying to be fiddly. Look at this. Look, you ever seen anything so stupid in all your life? I mean, come on, Larry. You've got more bloody sense than to do that. I mean, that is embarrassing. Let's be honest about it. I mean, he nips back. He's out into the table. You've got this savannah of grassland here that you can play the cue ball, and he tries to get cocky, and he ends up looking an umpty doing that. I mean, that's ridiculous that he's done something as daft as that. And
where's the cue ball going?
He gets the ultimate humiliation. He gets the pot and he follows it in. Well, if ever you're going to shoot yourself in the foot from a situation that had one problem to deal with, the 3 ball, and blow yourself out the water, there's evidence right there in rack number 10. I mean, you don't need to do anything. You just need to nip back and off one rail into the table. Anywhere down here, comfortable shot in the 6. And you'll have an angle to move the cue ball to get on that 7. And he tries to get cocky. And he gets slapped in the face. And again, a huge 2-rack swing. Just when he nipped 1 back, he's now giving away 2. Oh, that was poor. That was a poor shot choice. Okay, if he rolls through to the rail, it all looks pretty. But it's not a B. You know, this isn't about looking pretty. This is about getting a job done. I mean, that is just ridiculous. A shocking shot choice, in my opinion, when the most obvious shot choice was there. Where's the safest place to put that cue ball to have a shot in that 6 ball or whatever ball it was? Right down into the table where you can see it, no problem. Don't start messing in tight spaces. If you start doing that, it's going to fall apart on you. I'll tell you something, Larry loves doing things the hard way. I mean, he digs a hole for himself, and no sooner as he halfway climbed out the hole, he just jumps back in. And by the time he gets back in the hole, it's a foot deeper. Now that's a nasty little one from Cobra, very well executed. And what's more, Larry can't get at it off the short rail that side. And he's trying to catch an edge on the short rail near side. Did he call a pocket there? I didn't notice. Not that it really matters. He just wants a hit and getting it safe. Well, he's had a roll. He's had another roll. Another tough shot. You know, you're going all out 100% for shots like that. They're really difficult. Now again, Larry's got a pot in the 1. Now, all you're trying to do is get clean out into the table to the same area. That's all you're trying to do here, because you've got a cut in the 2, no problem. Now again, why doesn't he pot it with a bit of spin to come around into the table? Okay, he could have bumped into a ball, but now he's left it tricky again. No idea that he was ever going to have anything
Where's the cue ball
on
going?
this 3-ball. And again, it's all about just trying to survive and stay at the table. There's no great control over what he's doing here. It's a battle just to try and stay in some sort of level of control. This is a bit better. This is a wee bit better. Just needs to again nip into the cue ball just to hold it. If he does that, he's going to go square rather than letting the cue ball leak away. Right. Now again, out into the table far enough. If anything, let's have a look at this 6-ball. If anything, you want to be sort of there. That would be the ideal position for me, because all you're doing then is just stunning the 6 and then come back for the 7. Well, that's pretty straight, but he can still get back there. He can still get back there. He shouldn't be any threat of scratching off this. But he's got to come back far enough. And again, he's left it way short. You know, you get back there. I mean, the 8-ball doesn't go past the 10 and it doesn't go past the 9. So you want an angle where you can get behind the 8-ball and play it into the side. Now he's having to run 100 yards to get there now. It's all up in the air, this shot. That needs to have legs. It needs to have legs. It needs to keep rolling, and that will do. Good shot. Well, Larry knows what his folly is. He's got it in his hand, and it's not what you're thinking. It's his mouse. That's his folly. Bin that. Get a nice little cheap mouse, and I can guarantee he'll be twice the player he is right now. Guarantee it. %100% guarantee he would have a lot more confidence in the shot making side of things, and on particular shots I'm talking about. And you all know what kind of shots I'm talking about, because they're the ones that let him down pretty much most of the time. But anyway, somehow or other, he's back to within 3. He's had a ball in the break. Is he going to be able to turn down having a go at this 1 ball, either playing a bank in off the 3 or playing a thin cut? He's going for the thin cut. All out for it. This is a blast. This cue ball again could end up anywhere. Well, he's managed to avoid hitting anything, and he's perfect in the 3. Right, so now, what do you do now? Well, you nip the 3 in and you nip through and get off the rail. That's the first priority, get off the rail. Right. Next priority is, if you want, just roll straight through to the rail one way or another. Or at least leave some sort of angle that allows you to just nip that in, go the other side of the 7 and open out and play the 7 into that pocket and then hold for the 8. That'd be one way of doing it. Let's have a look. Aye, if you just nip that in and hold the cue ball, you can play the 7 that way and hold for the 8. Well, he's letting it roll out, and see now he's in immediate trouble, because the cue balls want to leak away, and he's got to play the stunt. He's trying to drag the pace off it. He's controlled that well. In fact, he controlled it a lot easier than I thought it would at that angle. These angles are deceiving me a wee bit. Now, did he not buy? He bought one of the. What was the hell? He bought that fancy new brand. I can't remember what it was called. He showed us a link to it because I had Googled it. Gaming trackball mouse. There only is one in the market, and Larry said he had either ordered it or bought it. I can't remember the brand. It's not anything you recognise. But if you just go into Google and put gaming trackball mouse, you'll find it. Is that 2 in a row for Larry, by the way? Because he's now got a ball in the break again. 6 ball is gone. And, well, he's got all of the pocket to aim at. Problem is, the cue ball's going that way and he's going to have no shot in the 2. Other than a long 2-3 combo. He's not even going to have that. Now, this is a bit tricky, but the safety's there. If you play my shot, see, Larry's not interested. If you play my shot, see, he's doing this. My shot is pushed thin off that 2, so that the 2's going to the short rail, and then I hope I get lucky spinning in behind the 4 and down here into the long grass. And he's played the combo. I would have run for cover every day of the week, and I'll tell you why. Because even though he's got the combo, he's still hooked to the 2. I would have run for cover. I would never have been interested in that. My theory is a good safety reaps better rewards than taking on, than extending yourself a bit too much. Well, he's got the hit, but he's not got it safe. But that's just the snooker brain kicking in. Okay, you could say he was unlucky to leave himself hooked on it, but when you're playing a shot like that, offline to play that combo, you're never really in control of the outcome of where the cue ball's going. And again, it's going to be a big 2-rack swing here if Cobra sees this through, because Larry could have been back to within 1. So, you don't want this to be the... I think that, I can't remember the name of it, but there only is one. The website's a sort of black background and all of that on it that I remember seeing. Black and red and that sort of stuff. Larry doesn't want this to be the tale of the evening where, he gets back into it within like 2, threatening to get back within 1 and then never getting there. Because it's already looking as if it's taking that pattern. Well, this is going to go low. This is going low. Now there's a problem. This is fiddly. The pot and the 8 ball's not a problem. He's just got to nip all the pace off the cue ball and try and sneak up to the right. But you see, Cobra's so comfortable playing those delicate little shots like that. That's the type of shots that let Larry down. That shot right there. I don't care whether it's Chinese, Japanese, or whatever. It's a pile of shit. Cobra says 1 minute.
He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Eyeball doctor, we're here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, watching from the chill.
Right, here we are. Cobra is back. We're breaking off in rack number, whatever number it is, because I can't count. And I think he's had, well, certainly one ball, and the 3 ball has gone. What was the other ball? The 2 as well, and a shot in the 1. And Cobra with a 3 rack lead that should have only been a 1 rack. I'll say that again. It should only have been a 1 rack lead. Well, he gets a. I don't know whether he. I presume he had a funny feeling he was going to hit the 5 ball. He's now left it really tough on this 4. No problem getting the 5. It's all about the pot and not scratching. And that's what catches players out on this table. So now, Larry, there you go. Another great opportunity to pinch one back from the unforced error. So this should be maybe 2 rails, is it? Or is he nipping straight back? Looks as if he's nipping straight back. Don't go straight. Although it won't matter, because he'll have an angle on that 6 ball. Now this, if he just stops the cue ball there and doesn't try to be a hero, this is the cut in the 6. 1 rail, 2 rail, out into the table for the 7. Never a problem. You do that all day and every day without fail. That's the shot. Because that's where you want to help the cue ball to go. Now, you've got to hit it, though. You've got to hit it. It's got to get out there. See, now, again, he's going to have to get nifty. I mean, you overhit that by a margin and you end up there, you've not a problem. Now you've just got to think a bit more and control a bit more. And drag the cue ball a bit more. Well, again, if looking at that, he's ended up straight, but you can pinch a bit. What you want to do is get out. You want the cue ball out. And see, that is probably acceptable. I think you can just stop that where it is and leave the shot in the 10, and that's comfortable enough. So that's a bonus for Larry. Unexpected, but another error from Cobra. What, has he just turned up? Oh, I thought we panicked there, we weren't going to have a match. Well, Larry's now back to within 2. And 5 ball, well, the 3 ball was trying to get in his way, but the 5 ball's gone in. Well, this is the toughest shot of the rack, as well as maybe getting to the 4 ball is concerned also, if it comes to it. But Larry's got opportunities here that if he doesn't get good, he can bury Cobra. But this is a tough starter. Well, he's came out good. Now, like I said, the biggest issue will be whether he'll have any way to bump and get to this 4 ball off that 3. And if he can't, can he get himself in such a position where he can punch the 4 out the way and nail Cobra and bury him? Right, he's got problems again because he stuck himself to the rail, but if he gets the cut, let's look at the line the cue ball's going. It could hit something. I'm not sure what it could hit, but it could hit something here. Oh, he's checked it.
Where's the cue ball going?
And it's caught the 7, and he's landed plump. I couldn't have played it any better. Problem is, he's not going to have a shot in the 7, though, when it comes to it. Well, it's the same thing, you know, if you get on that 6 ball with it. Well, he tried to get a brush and just nudge that 10 ball and 7 ball apart. So, well, what do you do? I mean, he's horrible in the 6 ball. He's not exactly perfect. He's far too much angle in this 6 ball. And then he's got a tricky safety trying to play a safety off this 7 ball at a distance. Now he's putting loads of left on it to try and nip this in and come down on the short side. No, he isn't. He's hit it far too hard for that. I thought he was trying to cut it and nip across and just stay in the short side. He was obviously trying for a hit. And this is a fiddly bit about, you know, playing this little dink on the 7 and trying to cut it and avoid hitting the 10 and trying to get cover. There's no way he's played any sort of combo here. I think, well, is he played a combo? I'm thinking he's trying to just cut that to the rail and duck for cover here. Well, it's actually, that had a little brush to the 10 ball and it's landed very nicely indeed. I don't know whether that was part of the plan. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But at least he's forcing Cobra to work. The hit isn't a problem. It's the usual story. How's your luck? But it could be quite a significant rack, this, for Larry. Now, that looked like a legal hit to me. I think it hit the 10 ball after it had hit the 7, and it did. So now this is just a nice, comfortable pot in the 7, and the cue ball doesn't go anywhere other than come out to the right-hand side for the cut in the 8. And again, if he'd hit that harder, it would have opened out the 8 ball a wee bit more. He's just giving himself a bit more work now. Good evening to Tam. I think he's good to go. Well, it's been a long haul. Unless there's a disaster here, Larry's going to eventually be back to within 1. And he could have done with running through another 2 or 3 inches. Yeah, he could have done with just running through a bit more to there. You know, stare down the barrel of the 10 ball. Almost overcut it. Right, so big rack number 16. Larry trailing by 1. Welcome to Rotor Monkey. All these people coming out of the woodwork. What is it with Mark and perspiration? No, it's Cockney rhyming slang, or it's some sort of rhyming slang. Sweaty sock. Jock. And Tam still thinks he's the VP4 chat. He's still forward slashing as well. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. Or what I should do is just... We'll wait and see the end of this rack before I start messing about. Oh, now. Cobra looking to make amends here. Larry's break was dry, wasn't it? I was too busy looking at the chat. I'm assuming it was dry. And I think that's twice that's happened already. Trying to get back to level par, and he can't get the follow-up rack, or at least he can't even get started. I need a pet. I've got Stub. I've got a pet asshole. It's called Stub. Well, this is just a little controlled draw shot. You can play the stun draw, but Cobra's digging deep, so he's playing a controlled draw, which he's more comfortable at playing. So Cobra is keeping Larry at arm's length. Right, hang on a minute. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to go to the lobby chat. That's what I want to do. I want to go there. Slim's not on YouTube as well, is he? Is that? Let's have a look. Is Slim on YouTube? Because he's posted a YouTube link instead of his Twitch channel. Let me see what that brings up. No, that he's posted. He's an umpty Slim. He's posted the link for my live stream. What the hell is that popping up? Oh no! Wait a minute. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have pressed that. What the hell did Slim post there? Reject all channel. Let me see what that brings up. And I want to shut that up as well because that's annoying. Right, I'm looking for the link for Slim's channel, but he posted the wrong bloody one. Ah, there it is. That's what I wanted. Just to see how things are going. Right.
He's held it well.
Oh, let me just mute that. Well, BP Monster's got 2. Let me just make that big. That's better. And I'll have a quick look and see what's happening. Right, Monster's 2-0 up. That's what I can gather from the score. Right. Now we've got that sorted out, we can get back to business. Well, Cobra must have come up dry that time. Aye, I've seen that. It's like paragliding, but with a great big, fan stuck in your arse. At least you get plenty of flesh. I'll say that again. Plenty of fresh air round about you doing that stuff. Rotor ass monkey. Well, if you'd been in Scotland a couple of days ago, you could have been parasailing with your rain jacket. You could have went kite flying yourself. All you needed to do was stand out in the street, hold your jacket up, and you landed in Norway. Well, Larry's at it again, trying to get back to within 1. Right now, again, golden rule, get fiddly or get checked up. Yeah, it needs to stop. Checked it up. Again, blind pocket cut. Coldest pillow, you've got to wait till you're like 90, 95 years old now before you do skydiving to make any headlines. It's a bit like, what's his face, William Shatner going into space. Well, here we go again, says Larry, because he's back to within one and he can't buy a ball in the break. But I think at least he hasn't left anything. Now, let's have a quick look. Well, he hasn't left anything, but Cobra again has an opportunity to put Larry in trouble. What the hell was that noise? I missed that. What was that popped up on the screen there? I was too busy looking at the table. Oh, I missed the names. I'm too busy looking at this shot. But anyway, welcome whoever it is. Now it's getting funny. Now it's getting funny.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, disaster! Well, Larry's got a safety net here at the moment. That 8 and 9 ball. The problem Larry's got though is that Cobra's got opportunities to get a breakout here. He's got more than one opportunity to do it. Well, he might only have one opportunity the more I look at this, because unless, well, he's going to play the 4. Oh, this needs to have an angle. He's got an angle, but can he get through the gap? Now, if you play that off angle with draw, and again, bottom and right English, you can go that direction. Well, he's found a gap. That was the only worry, is whether he'd find the gap. Now, this is where he could take a huge risk. He can cut that 5 and come down here and try and bump something and still have a shot in the 6. That's the big risk you take. The problem is that if he doesn't do that, then he has to hope he gets good in the 6 where he can do something similar to get a hit. Unless he fancies just leaving a combo. Well, it looks as if that's the case. Well, is he going to try and come down the bottom side with these 2 balls here asking for trouble? Or is he trying to dig in? No, well, he's leaving it to the last minute. We'll see what happens. He's trying to get below it. Plenty of room by the look of it. Well, he's got to make sure he gets the 8 ball to the hole. The cue ball's going to come out. He won't have any problem. He's always going to have a shot in the 9. But he's just got to full focus on the 8 ball. And again, Larry is kept at arm's length. Cobra's going to be in double figures. Right, we're going to have a quick tab after the break here. We're just going to see the break. I'm going to have a quick tab and nip in and see what's happening with VP Monster and Bedhead. So we're into rack number 19 in this race to 17. 10 ball in the 10 footer. 4 ball has gone in. And a shot in the 1. And that 3 ball just got close, but the 2 is available. Right, quick tab. And, well, what a start for VP Monster. He's got a 4-0 lead in this race to 13 on the 1 loss side. So Bedhead better start waking up, or it could get embarrassing. Well, okay, he's got the pot on the 2. Now, is he catching some of that 3 ball? Looks like it. Well, he's making sure he's catching the 3 ball because he dug in. He now needs a nice roll here. And he's got it. He has most certainly got it. Well, at 4-0 lead on this 10-foot table, with the way the brakes go and dry brakes and stuff like that, that's a good lead that Monster's got himself right now. And it looks strong odds that that Cobra's going to extend his lead here. And the only way that he won't is just by missing a pot or hooking himself somewhere or other. That doesn't look likely that it's going to happen. Well, the thing is that I'm entirely the opposite. That's the whole reason I don't play shooter's pool, because the camera view is not low enough for what I'm used to in VP4. But I suppose if you've never played VP4 and you start off in shooter's pool, then you don't know the difference. But well, this game's been around a lot longer than or the game franchise has been around a lot longer than Shooter's Pool, but Shooter's Pool is by far the more popular. You can't argue with the figures. And you can't argue with the scoreline, Larry. It's getting to the time where you can't afford to be leaking any more racks, really. It's now back to a 3-rack lead. Cobra looks as if he's come up dry, and Larry's not got a... Has he got a cut in that? Yes, he does. Problem again is the cue ball's going entirely the wrong direction. Well, it's did everything but go in.
Where's the cue ball going?
But the cue ball's gone. And Larry's rapidly approaching back to square one for like the second time in this match. But the problem now is that he's running out of racks. Well, 2-ball comfortably goes. Now, all he has to do... I mean, the safest way is the short side of the 3, believe it or not. And that's exactly why Cobra's done that, because you're not interfering with the 5, and that's an excellent shot. Excellent shot. There's no way it would be sensible to try and come down here onto the bottom rail to get past that 5. Well, he's got an angle. Not much, but it was workable. Now, again, the natural shot is to pot the 4 and just come this direction. This time he has to make sure he gets past the 6. He wouldn't be risking doing anything other than what I've just said. Well, he is coming down the shorter side. Oh, is he going to go low? He's going low. You see that shot coming that way to me with a bit of, maybe a wee bit of check. Look at how far short you could finish in that 5-ball and still have a shot. You see, he's trying to get really good. Whereas if you just try to come down, you could be up at the side pocket and still have a cut in that 5. And now he's had a roll and a bump, hoping to keep the 6 in play. Well, he can't. Is he going to turn down the bank on the 6 ball? That's the question. The 6 ball's asking to be banked. Well, he hasn't called the pocket yet. Not from what I can see. He's trying to spin in behind the 8. Yeah. Well, that's a sensible shot at the end of the day. You know, you've got Larry by the scruff of the neck. You don't want to let him off the hook. Larry really needs to hit this and get lucky, because this is dangerous territory, the numbers that are shown in that scoreboard at the moment. Well, at least he's forcing Cobra to make a pot. Now, can he get out of there clean? I think even if he bumps the 9, he's still going to have some sort of shot in the 7. It might not be ideal. He's avoided it, but maybe thinking in that, he's forgot about the 6 ball. And Larry lives again, and he's got to put this away. But look at the way he's sitting. He's sitting absolutely bolt straight in the 6. And these are the tricky ones for Larry, because he has to make a choice. Does he go forward and leave? If he goes forward and he's brave enough and gets to about there, he'll have a fairly open 7 ball. But now he's digging in. Well, that needs to spin. Well, he's got to cut this into the side. He's not going to hit the 9, but he's got to hit the bottom. What's he doing now? He's putting left English on this. Why is he putting left English on it? You don't need any English on it. You don't need any on it. He could have just run it off the rail into the table. Made the pot more difficult doing that. Anyway, so far so good. Well, a dot on your monitor. Where did that idea come up from now? Well, again, Larry was let off the hook there. Again, the unforced error from Cobra is allowing Larry to stay in touch. But of course, what does Larry get when he breaks? Absolutely nothing. Well, Cobra won't be happy with that, because he was trying to stick him behind the 4 and he's done neither. And Larry really should. Well, he's going to go all out for the cut again, isn't he? Or is he just going to tuck around the corner? Yes, he is. Finally, Larry's seen a wee bit of sense here. He's finally seen a bit of sense. You've never seen a cheetah? The spotty thing that can run at 70 miles an hour? Good God. You want to get out more, coldest pillow. Well, I'm sure that will be a missed call, because I don't think he called that into the side pocket, did he? No, he didn't. Now, of course, when that comes up, Larry had the opportunity to put his opponent back in, which he's just done, because Larry was left hooked in the 2-ball. He's trying. Yeah, well, see, that was tricky. Now, he didn't call that into the side there, did he? Did he? Did he call it into the side? He must have. He must have. I never saw what he called it, and I was too busy reading the chat, but he most certainly must have called it into the side, because it's not come up a missed call. Wow. What a turnaround that could be. Just again, when Larry was threatening, he had control of the table there, and all of a sudden, one good kick shot, that 3-ball got into a tight side pocket, and it's going to be 3-rack gap again in the space of a minute or two. Well, he must have played it. As I said, it was a called shot. Nothing come up missed call. There's other people watching this who are paying attention who would tell you that. I was too busy looking at the chat. But again, that's a huge bonus for Cobra. Huge bonus. Well, I can't see where this is going to go wrong. He just has to have any half angle on that 8-ball. He's looking and looking and looking. All he needs to do is stun down here and have an angle, and he's back up for the 9. But he didn't even go down there. He's got loads of angle. He can go 2 rails and come right up to there, anywhere about that distance. And he's going big time, and that's perfect pace. Perfect pace. And he can just nudge that in and just follow through, and he'll still have a shot in the 10. He doesn't need to worry about it. I mean, you don't need to do anything elaborate here. Well, he's running and checking. No, he isn't checking. He's running forward and round the back. I think he could have held that there. He gets 7 out of 10 for that one. Right, we're giving him the 10. Let's have a quick look and see what's going on here. If I stop moving the mouse, we might see the bloody score. Well, there we go. It's a 5-1 lead for VP Monster. Bedhead's just got himself ball in hand. And Larry's now trailing by 3. Cobra with a 3-rack lead, 9. And that's the 9-ball that's gone in. The 6-ball has gone in. And he's ideally on the 1. And let's have a look at this setup here. Now, will that 2-ball go in off that 8 clean? I think it will if you play it nice and soft, because it can use most of the pocket, most of that gap to go in. But you've got to be good on it to play that, though. Well, that looks perfect. If it's got the legs, that's absolutely nailed on the button. And he's got nothing to do with the cue ball, really. He might, I mean, he would want to just stun this out a wee bit, but he's got to play this gentle enough that if it catches the 8, it's gone in, and it's gone in. Commentator's eye, Rotor Monkey. Commentator's eye. No way that goes in. Well, Larry's got to be dreading the worst now. Well, he never ever got back on par, though. He never ever got there. And we've seen how tough it is to follow up racks, you know, getting 2 in a row. That is so difficult to do in this table. Nobody's had any real great success yet, I don't think. You know, we've not seen anybody on a roll like, you know, 3-4 racks. We've not seen anything like that. And it might just be running away from Larry at the wrong time here. Well, it's been a while since Cobra's had a 4-rack lead, but he's just about to. And now Larry's hopes are all on the roll of the ball, and also probably Cobra getting a wee bit more generous again, one way or another. So 13-9. Cobra sticking with his break. And he's dry. And again, even though it's a dry break, Larry's not got something comfortable to get him really going here. He's got a pot in the 1. He's going to have nothing pretty in the 2, because he can only pot this really and get the cue ball across the table and have a sight on the 2 ball. And then he can take it from there. He can't do anything else. Well, now, does he want to call the bank? Does he think he's at last chance saloon where he has to grab the bull by the horns and take the initiative? Or is he prepared to try and run for cover? We'll soon find out. That 2 ball needs to run. Well, Cobra's going to be hampered. Now, this is an instance where... Can he see an edge in that 2? Yes, he can. In fact, can he see enough to pot that? Now, what's he calling here? Well, I think he just... Did he call the other corner pocket? Oh, he's called the up and down, right.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, Larry, there you go. There's your first bit of assistance from Cobra, and at this stage in the match, you've got to take it. Roll the 2 up the table into this, or down the table as we look into this bottom left-hand corner. Don't brush the 4. You don't want to push that 4 any closer to the rail. And you don't want to come inside the 4 here. He wants to come up and bump this 7 if he could. That's what he wants to do. But he doesn't want to come inside the 4 on the rail. Well, he's missed the 7. But he's fine. Now, again, it's about taking your medicine. You pot the 4 and you just let the cue ball run out for the 5. Or if you finish short, you can nip it into the side. And the danger is if you start trying to draw the cue ball and stun back, you could hook yourself behind the 10. Now, you could take it up into the corner. So this is a critical part of the visit. See, he's definitely going up table now. The problem now is he's fairly straight. And this is an in-between, this is a make-up-your-mind time. It goes into the side, but it's a blind pot. The danger's a 7 ball. That's the danger. He's playing it short and soft, leaving the longer distance, but guaranteed a shot in the 6. No harm in doing that. Can he hold it together? It's vital that he does. It is vital, because he has to get out here. He's not got any more time to play with. He's got to get out. Well, he's taking his time. It's as if he's sort of in two minds of what he's doing here. That needs to just roll up and hold.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, He doesn't need to do anything more elaborate than just roll this in and roll forward. He's trying to make sure he's nowhere near the 10 ball, though. He doesn't want to take that risk. And he's stunning to avoid it. Right, so now, again, if you're brave and you're comfortable, you can cut this in with a bit of left English, go to the rail and let it run down below the 9 so that you've got the 9 either into the side or up the table. He's going one rail or the 2 rail up and down, and that'll do. As long as the angle's good enough just to nip back and hold for the 10, which it is. So it's all going according to plan at the moment for Larry. And that's nailed pretty much on the button. But this is where things have to go Larry's way if he's going to survive. And the follow-up is the thing that's failed everybody so far. Eight ball looking at the pocket. Is the 6 ball going to get in? Yes, it gets a little bit of help. He's got a cut in the 1, and the 2 ball is going to be on the 2. That's the guarantee here so far. So it's a good table. He can get to every ball, and it's all about the control in the cue ball. Oh dear. Made a complete hash of that. And that could not have gone any worse in terms of the execution of that shot. And the only thing that he's come out with is the fact that he's not left anything really for Cobra. I'm going to have a sneeze. I have had a sneeze. This is actually fiddly to keep safe. Try and get cover. In fact, it's so fiddly. Well, he's left Larry a shot, but can Larry get out of it? In fact, will that go past the 10? Is it the other side of the 10? I think it is. It is the other side of the 10. Oh, this is tracking pretty good. Needs to hold up. Well, again, every rack is vital for Larry to try and narrow this gap. Now, I said at the start of the match that, you know, on paper, the plain and simple thing that was going to define who would win this would be Larry's going to make more unforced errors than Cobra. And no sooner have I tried to say that than he can't get the 3 into the side pocket. And that, I'm afraid, is the overall story as to how this was going to pan out. You know, there's been a fair share of mistakes and unforced error from Cobra, but Larry's always going to have that edge where at that critical time there on a rack that he knew, well, they're all significant. You know, he would have been back to within 2. It's now turning out to be another big 2-rack swing. And these must be painful to watch, Larry, because it's self-inflicted damage. It's the worst way to lose at critical times. Well, the only satisfaction I know is the Rolling Stones. That's the only satisfaction I know. Well, Cobra will be relieved that Larry couldn't get the job done. Now, you see, I have to get fiddly here. This is a wee bit fiddly up and down. And this needs to keep going. The problem being that he's going to, well, let's be honest, he'd have to be really, really unlucky that he can bump the 10 and not have a shot playing this. And there you go. Well, Cobra edges closer. We'll have a quick look in on the Monster one-loss side match with Bedhead. And every time Slim moves his camera, what's the score? I can see Bedhead's got 4. I can't see what Monster had there. Five. Oh, it's back to 1 rack. Well, Cobra's had a ball in the break. He's come out good on the 1, and the alarm bells will be ringing for Larry now. He's pretty much got a fair idea how this rack's going. But the critical one, I think, right now is this 3 to the 4. He's leaving it a wee bit short. Just finished off the point. Well, if he wants to play this really cute and roll it in dead weight, he can hold for the 5. And there you go again. So Cobra's had a couple of those types of cuts, and he's been vulnerable on them, and it's given Larry another chance. But I think most people watching this are probably of the same opinion as me, that you wouldn't necessarily put your house on Larry getting out. You just get that feeling with the way he's playing, that there's that vulnerability in Larry and that reliability in Larry getting out. Nothing's sort of ever going to be guaranteed. Anything can just jump up and bite him, and suddenly he's left a ball hanging or whatever. And that's neither here nor there what he's trying to do there, because he's overhit that. You see what I mean? This control, this tight control, that isn't there with Larry. And that's a huge factor in being consistent in running out. And now he's completely out of shape. Believe it or not, that 8 ball goes. And look at the angle he's having to shoot it at, though. Yeah, he's trying to duck, and that's the right way to do it. I'm listening to the Kilmarnock Kid. Who the hell's that, Tam? Don't forget, there's a Kilmarnock in the USA. It's on the east side of the States.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, Cobra's got the hit, and he's not left Larry a gimme. And well, again, you know, if you're taking the 8 into that corner, the cue ball's heading the wrong direction. If you play the cut into the side, the cue ball's running loose, and you don't really know what it's going to run into. And he's dug in, and he's held the cue ball not too bad. It's still a cut at distance. He's still got to think about the 10 ball. Everything's up in the air. Tammy, you're not going to tell us who the Kilmarnock Kid is? Or is that a reference to me? Because I'm totally confused.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, it stays in the table. Back to within 3. Well, again, where's the follow-up? Is there a follow-up? Oh, hang on a minute. The 2-ball plays the 1-4 combo. Did you see that? See that in time. Let's have a look. Look at this 2-ball playing a 1-4 combo. That's the best shot of the night. Well, knowing Larry's luck though, look at where he's ended up with the cue ball. Look at where he's ended up. Not a sniff. Well, that is downright dirty. Playing the push out with the 2 on top of the 1. What a shot that was. Well, for once, the trackball mouse work, and Cobra's doing the right thing. He's not even getting anywhere near that 2 and 1 ball. He's just played a deliberate foul. This is interesting, this tactic. Now Larry can't get to the 1. And Larry better think on his feet here, because who's in the 1 foul? Cobra. Why is Larry not playing a deliberate foul? Or am I wrong here? Somebody keep me right. What have I missed? Well, Larry, did he give it back? Right, somebody must be keeping account on what the hell's happening here. Because Larry's now back at the table. And now I'm asking the same question. Why is Larry not playing a deliberate foul? Because somebody's got to be in 2 fouls by now. Right, I'm pretty certain Larry's in 2 and Cobra's in 2. Am I right or am I right? Coldest Pillow doesn't know what's happening. Right, let's see what's happening now. How many fouls is there? Hang on a minute here. Hang on a second. I'm going to have to go to... while they're patting about here, I'm going to have to go to the home page if I can get the damn thing to work. Are we sure that the 3 fouls are on in this tournament or in this game? Oh shit, now I've got to sign in. Somebody go and look at the rules, because I've missed the outcome there, but all that matters is that Cobra's won it. Somebody go and read the rules, because I don't want to have to log into this damn thing again. Right, let's come out of that. Right, it's 6-5 to Monster. Who lost 3 fouls? Larry. Oh, it said it in the HUD. Right. I thought that Cobra was the one that made the first foul, though. That's the bit where I'm getting confused. Well, there is safety calls, but you know, a lot of people don't use them. Control in S. No, wait a minute. Is it control in that? Is control in that square bracket that allows you to call safety? I think. Yeah, I'm still confused because I thought Cobra made the first foul. Well, as it is.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, unbelievable. There's another huge lifeline for Larry. Cobra on the brink of being on the hill, and he's scratched the side pocket. Well, I still think it's far too late that happening because, you know, he's 4 behind. He wins this, he's still 3 behind. The break's not doing any favours as a follow-up. He's back against the wall and got a very slim chance of getting out of this. There's no safety calls in the tournament, and Tam says there isn't. You can call safety, can you not? I'm getting even more confused with these bloody rules in this game. I swear to God. Well, I think if you count the unforced errors from Cobra, I think we're heading to double figures now with the mistakes that he's made tonight. You've got to be honest. He's made more than enough mistakes. He won't be happy. And Larry got a ball in the break and a shot. And he's on the 2. The 3 balls wide open. 4 balls wide open. Now again, he's immediately trying to do something to get himself into trouble. He's now hooked over the Chinese snookered over the 9 ball. This could have been a lot simpler. And again, because of that, he's overcut. I mean, that's self-inflicted damage. You can't do it, Larry. That is painful if you're in Larry's corner watching that, because he didn't have to do that with the cue ball. He didn't have to get that much better in the cue ball, and he ends up going in front of the 9. Doubles the difficulty in his shot, ends up missing it. Hang on a minute here. What the hell's Cobra up to? Look at this. Look at this. No wonder he's annoyed. Look at what he's done with the cue ball there. I mean, that is definitely like a trackball mouse shot. That's a Larry shot, that, what he's done there. The mistakes are coming thick and fast, but unfortunately, they're going to be far too late for Larry, I'm afraid. And another one from Cobra, which doesn't get the cover. Now, they're playing a race to 13 in the one-loss side, aren't they? It's a race to 17 in the winners, 13 in the one-loss side. Larry sort of went all out for the bank, I think. He didn't call it from what I could see, so he was trying to get cover, but I think he'll settle for that because I don't think there's enough of that 6 ball shown, but it should be on the short rail. This 6 ball should be there, and he needs to miss the 8, which he has done. Was the 6 ball leaked out far enough? I don't think it has. I think that's pretty good. Larry can't get to it, I don't think. Tries he might. I don't think he can get to that. Larry's looking at it. He's giving it serious thought, but... Oh, commentator's eye was terrible. Larry could nail it all the way. Now he's stuck to the rail again. And this is the problem. If he's off the rail, he can do whatever he wants with the cue ball. He can stun to the rail, come out into the table, onto the 7, onto the 8 ball. Now he's got to take his medicine and leave it long. Well, with this, you're always going forward. Nice and gentle, going forward, 9 ball into the side. Come down for the 10. That's the plan. 9 ball into the side, down for the 10. And that's a perfect angle. You're always going that direction for the 10 ball. You can't avoid it. Oh, but you don't want to go below the 10 like this, Larry. You don't want to do this. There's the only place in the table you don't want to put the cue ball. Look at the angle he's got. Wow. How bad can you get a cue ball in a 10 ball? That's it. But he's got it. It's running loose, but he's okay. Is it still too late? Cobra's made a couple of errors again. And Larry's back to within 2. But now, if you're ever going to get a critical follow-up rack or 2, this is where you want them. Oh, and that 3 ball kicked the cue ball out. That cue ball was gone, and something's gone in up top left. 2 balls gone. And, well, let's just say there's some sort of 5-6 combo going to happen. That's by the by. If Larry's taking this cut into the corner, he's going to be bumping stuff here. No guarantee he's going to see this 3 ball. This is all up in the air if he's going to get lucky. Or is he trying to thin it enough and avoid? No, he couldn't avoid it. Now he needs a roll. Oh, I think he might have got one. Well, partially. He's still needing to dig out pots to survive. The combo is still on the 5-6. It's absolutely stone dead. You can't miss it. But this is a critical shot in the rack. Does Cobra swear, says Coldest Pillow? Well, the problem is you can't see what he wrote in the chat from his well, if this was 9 ball, he'd be laughing. So that's a missed call. Now, Larry's just been saved by the fact that there's no shot in the 4. Cobra had just typed WTF in the chat when he left himself square on that 6 ball last rack. We no shot. And I'm going for a coffee after this because I'm choking for a cup of coffee. So I'm absolutely gagging for a cup of coffee. Well, Larry's been giving it back, which I think Cobra's right enough. You know, let's see what you can do with this situation, Larry, because I don't fancy it. But Larry's going to grab the bull by the horns. He's calling a bank, but I mean, this is horrible. This is very close. This will be some bank. Steve will probably say this is easy. Well,
Where's the cue ball going?
It caught the point. That was all or nothing from Larry. And again, you would feel the inevitable's going to happen. And Cobra will be on the hill. Oh, aye, a biscuit. Yeah. I've got Kit Kats. I've got penguins. I've got shortbread. Yeah, I'm well catered for in the biscuit department. No point in having a cup of coffee if you don't have a biscuit to go with it. Well, Cobra's spending a lot of time looking at this, where all you have to do is come out into the table and miss a bump. You don't want to hit the 7, you just want to come through the gap. And this time, he's judged the pace to perfection. He's got a very slight angle, but he really should be able to control this pace a lot better. Well, he's hit it short. He's hit it short. It's a bedhead cut. But in it goes. Well, if this is me, this is just a gentle dab on the 9 ball and the 10 ball into that left side. Just like that. And we're on the hill. Well, I don't think Cobra's going to be overly pleased with his performance. He will be self-critical. He has made mistakes. And usually the errors from Cobra you can count in one hand, but you certainly need 2 hands and more to count his errors tonight. But, you know, see, at the end of the day, all that matters is the scoreboard. And, well, look at that 6 ball getting bumped. Well, thought about it. So he's dry. Larry's got the 1 ball. And if he, well, this is too thin. this is too thin, I think, to hold this and come that side. Yeah, that's too fiddly. It was tricky enough a cut, let alone doing anything to go on the two. Well, that may well be Larry's last shot of the match. It could well be. And while Cobra's taking the pot, how's his luck? Well, he's going to have to dig out another good one. Let's have a quick look in. It's 7-7 between Bedhead and Monster. So, well, bear in mind the start that Monster had. Bedhead has warmed up and came back into it. So, assuming this match hasn't got that much more to go, everybody should be heading over to Slim's channel on Twitch. Oh, this is ugly. Right on top of the 7. And he's called the 3-6 combo. Oh, now. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look at that. Well, it's very thin. We should definitely be on the 4 though. Yeah. I'm going to have another sneeze, I think. Oh, it's one of them that threatened to come and then it went away. I hate them. I hate when you're building up for a good sneeze and then it walks out on you. Well, I think right now it's bye-bye, Larry, to the one-loss side. That's where he's headed. Oh, hang on. This needs to run. This needs to run. Well, he's left himself way short. But he's nailed it. Crisis over. Well, it's Cobra that goes through, but we won't say comfortably. It's been far from that, but it's a taste of it's a tale of missed opportunities for Larry. He had loads of them, but he added to the problems of the self-inflicted damage. It has to be said. So in the end, it was a 4-rack difference, 17 racks to 13, and Cobra goes through. So having a quick look in before we go. And everybody should be heading over to join Slim, because this looks as if it's got a way to go, this match. And that is perfect. It's a wee bit juddery through the internal browser. See the end of this rack. I can't see who's shooting. I can't see for Slim's name at the top of the screen. See, Slim's found out how to add his second camera view. So he's using it now as well. Anyway, the one way we will find out what the score is if we do that. And we go to, oh shit, I've got to log in. Tell what, I'm not doing it, I can't be bothered. Right, that's it, guys. Head over to Slim. Catch the end of that match. Well done to Cobra. Good luck to Larry for the rest of the tournament. And thanks all for your company. Thanks for those subscriptions. And we will see you again soon, folks. Very soon, in fact. See, before I do go, as I mentioned earlier, those matches on the schedule, now that schedule could still change, but those 2 matches are gone at the top. We've got Bill and Fast Eddie at 4 PM is that tomorrow? Yeah, and I'll be around for that. And then tell a lie, I take it back. I'm on till 2 o'clock tomorrow, so by the time I get home and get fed, that might be touch and go. Now, I think hopefully maybe Slim's going to be around to get that, because I might not be there. I might be asleep at the time. But later on Tuesday, we have Tommy and Rabbi, 7 o'clock Tuesday night. And we have Coldest Pillow Damon or Demon. That is on the Wednesday afternoon. I'll be around for that. And then finally, there's Wink at Me expected on next Monday at 7:30. That's it, folks. I'll bid you good night. I'm off for a coffee, and I'll see you again very soon. So take care, and we'll see you later.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.